So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use that emulator you've created or that device you've plugged into your computer to actually run your application in Android Studio. So the way we do that is actually really simple. We're just going to click on that play button. Once that window pops up, we are going to start off by actually running our application on an actual physical device. So to run our application on a physical device, we want to ensure that we have a choose a running device checked here. And we're just going to select the device that we want it to run on. So you'll notice I have my Samsung Galaxy S5 here selected. I will click on OK. And actually I'll click on OK and I'll pull up on my phone. You'll notice if I click on Run here, it says, starting with intent, all that jazz, and it actually pulls it up. So just to kind of give you one more overview on that, with the device actually open and this kind of window at the bottom here open, we click on Play. We'll click on the actual device. We'll click OK. And then at the bottom, you'll notice that, it says targeted device. It pulls it up and it actually installs it. So if we go to the run, it actually says starting and all that jazz, right? Cool. So we have an actual device running. Now, how do we actually start it using our emulator? Well, the way we start, or rather run our application using our emulator is the same way. We click on play. But in this case, we're going to click on launch emulator. And then we're just going to select the virtual device we want it to run on. In this case, we will select the emulator that we created in the last video. So I'm going to click on this Nexus 6 API 23. I will click on OK. You'll notice it says starting AVD. We'll give it a few seconds. And if everything went properly, it should pop that up. You'll notice there it is. We'll give it a few seconds to actually load the Android virtual device. And when it does, it will show our application running. So you'll notice it takes a second to actually start up with the emulator. But as soon as it's popped up, it will show our application. And as I said before, with this Run tab open, you can actually see what the heck is going on behind the scenes. When it starts actually loading our application in place, it will show us that it's done so. So, like I said, give it a few seconds. So now you'll see that it actually is starting to pop up and it loads our application in the emulator. And if you have any doubt, you can go to Run and notice it says, installing our application here, and it actually launched it in the emulator. So you'll notice real quick on a side note that it actually took a while to kind of start up our emulator. I might have sped it up a little bit in the video, but yours might take a little bit to start up. It's for this reason that if you are going to be running and testing your application in an emulator, that you don't close it every single time you're running and testing, right? So as I've ran it and, I've pressed play and all that good stuff, I don't want to click exit afterwards. I'm going to just minimize it. And then the next time I want to, rerun it with an updated version of our app, I'll just click on play and then I will click on emulator. Right? So you'll notice now it has the emulator as a running device. So I'll just click on emulator now, and now it should pop up a lot faster because it's already been started up. Right? So once again, if you're testing and running your application with an emulator, make sure that you don't close it every single time. Just leave it open and put it in the minimized view. All right, guys, that's going to do it for running our application using our emulator and our physical device. I will see you in the next video.